Hello, hello, hello. This is Els coming from Bemis Crafty Corner, and today I have this sweet little project for us. This is just a little notebook with pen, and it has a little pocket on the back here that you can put a card into, and just a little spot up here that you can put a pen onto it. And it's actually built for 2 pads, and I will explain that as we go. Pretty simple construction here, pretty simple supply list. I'm going to get those things together for you, and I'll be right back. Okay, ruler, bone folder, and scoring tool. You do not need your hole punch for this one. Don't even know why I got it out. Glue, some double-sided tape or a tape runner if you have one. You're going to probably want a circle punch, some scissors, some ribbon, cutter, a scoring board. This one you need 12 by 12 inch cardstock, and some kind of decorative paper. Again, this is great for a 6 by 6 pad. And you're going to need some of these mini writing tablets. These are 3.5 by 5 inches, and you can pick these up at the dollar store. They come in a pack. It's like a stack of 5 of them. You have to pull them apart. And I've actually geared this project to work with 2 pads. So you can keep 2 of them and put them in there, and that gives you plenty of paper. They're 35 sheets a piece, so it would give you 70 sheets of paper. Pretty cool. Just a few cuts and a few scores on this one. It's a real quick one. The first piece of paper that we're going to need, which is going to be for the base itself, for the actual piece. Let me get this here. So this whole piece here is all one piece. And so we're going to need that piece. That is 11 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then we're going to need a second piece that is 1 by 4 3/4. And then for the pocket on the back, you're going to want a piece that's 3 3/4 by 3 1/2. Okay? Of course, all the measurements are going to be in the description box below. So I'm going to go ahead and get my pieces all cut, and I'll be back to show you where to score and how to put this together. All right. So with our 11 3/4 by 3 3/4 piece in the scoreboard, the 11 3/4 going across the top, we are going to score this at 5 3/8. So go to the 5, and then it's 3 marks past. Then 5 3/4. And again at 6 1/8, so 6 1 number, 1 knock over. Okay, that is going to give us our fold. And once you do the fitting, you may have to take some off the front cover, or the back cover, but that's okay. It's kind of the way I designed it, just to make sure that you had enough give in it. Okay, so that's all the scoring we're going to be doing for this particular piece. We don't have really any scoring to do on anything else. So we're going to get rid of our scoreboard. All right, just like before, we're going to take the center line of our 3 scores. We're going to fold that in. And then we are going to use our scissors just to cut a piece here. Now, I would put this closer to one end than the other, because the pen is what's going to, the lid on the pen is what's going to hold this in. And since we're using a little pen here, the lid is closer to one side. So whichever side you want to put it on. Okay. Okay, so with the shorter end closer to us, we're going to be putting some adhesive on the bottom flap here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive here and a little bit on this one. And then I'm going to fold this down. Just making sure that I got it straight. And then I'm going to press that down. Now I'm not putting any adhesive on the little tab in the middle that we cut, because we want that little tab to poke out, because that little tab is going to be our pen holder. Okay, so you can see this is quite a bit longer, and you can adjust that once we get the pads in. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this up. And for the next part, we're going to take the piece that we cut that was about an inch, inch and a half by 4 3/4, and we're going to take our pad and we're just simply going to put this underneath the cardboard, and then we're just going to gently fold it over. It doesn't have to be like flaming tight here, guys. We just want it gently folded it over. Folded, folded. Okay, we're going to slide that up to the top, about an inch down or so. We're going to put some adhesive on here. I like to use glue. You can use tape if you want to. Entirely up to you. I'm easy. A little bit of glue. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to put the top of the pad right up against that fold. And then making sure that I'm even on both ends, I'm going to go ahead and drop my pad down. I'm just going to hold it for a minute here. And then when I turn this over, you'll see that I have this little extra here. So I'm just going to cut that off by hand. There we go. All right. Now, turning this over, we're going to go ahead and put a pocket here on the back, and that's going to be this piece right here. And it is cut to go from end to end, side to side, and it only goes about 2/3 of the way up, so we're going to be cutting a mat for this. We are also going to be putting a medallion on the front, so we're going to be cutting those pieces as well. You will need a piece of black cardstock, or whatever cardstock you want to use, that is 2 inches by 2 1/4 inches. Then a piece of your main color, which is 1 3/4 by 2 1/4, and then you're going to need a piece of your decorator that is going to be 1 1/2 by 2. Okay, so we're going to cut some mats. So the first mat we're going to cut for the front is going to be 4 3/4 long by 3 1/2 wide. And then the one on the back is going to be slightly larger because you have this bigger flap. So this one here is going to be about 5 by 3 1/2. Okay, so just make sure that you measure just to check everything. And then we're going to cut a mat for our pocket, and the mat for our pocket is 3 1/2 by 3 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and get those cut, and I will be right back. All right, so we have all of our pieces cut. The first one we have is going to be the little medallion in the front. So it's only 1 1/2 by 2. Then we have our pocket, which is 3 1/2 by 3 1/4. Then we have our front cover, which is 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. And then our back cover, because it comes up a little bit more because of our pen area, this one is cut at 5 1/8 by 3 1/2. Okay? So we're going to get started with these, and we'll start with the front cover. We're just going to glue these on. I'm not going to round corners or anything because we haven't done that. I'm using a solid colored cardstock, so I really don't see too much of a reason to ink this. You could if you wanted to, but on this particular one I'm not going to. I'm going to put this on, making sure that I keep nice and even. And then I'm going to turn it over, and we're going to be putting the back piece on. And I do have a direction to the pattern here, so I want to make sure that I kind of pay attention to that as I'm gluing this up. Okay. And then we're going to put our piece onto our pocket. And I'm dry fitting this first to make sure that I have it in the right direction because these measurements are so alike. So I'm going to be putting this on, maintaining that 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And I'm going to put a little finger notch here in the center. And then I'm going to glue my pocket on. I'm going to turn this over and let it dry. While I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get started on my medallion. I'm going to glue up my pieces, as I've done a few times with a few other projects. Of course, this piece. Now, I can put this on this way if I want, or I can add it with contrast and put it here. And I think on this one, I'm going to put it towards the top. So just some glue on the back. We're going to set this up towards the top here. I'm going to add a pen. Now you can get these pens. These are from Valentine's Day at the dollar store, but they put these out for different holidays. And they also have a line that's just you know, regular ones that are just solid colors. So you can get those as well. They're $1 for a package. I think there's 5 or 6 in the package. So we have all of this done. Now this one doesn't really have a closure as some of the other pieces have, you know, where they have a piece of ribbon that go around them or something like that. A good closure for this would be to use like a binder clip. You could use a binder clip, just add some of your paper to it, just to make it fit and, you know, go in. You could just put it on one side. You could just put a band around this if you wanted to, if you really wanted to put a closure on it. There's a couple of different ways that you could do that. But right now what you have is a pocket here in the back. It's fairly deep. And you have this little plate at the front where you can add your decorations. And then you just open it up and you've got 2 nice thick pads in here and a pen just to take some notes. And when this runs out, you just open this up all the way. You can slide this right out, put a new one right in. Okay? So that is my little quick item for today. If you have any questions or anything, go ahead and put those in the comment section or reach out to me on Facebook. Until the next time, guys, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit the red button for me. Subscribe, like me, ring my bell, and share me with all your friends because I'm making little notebooks. Bye-bye.